It's the Jim and Terry Show coming to you from the Hobbit Hole studio with a freshly repaired and a new microphone.
I gotta get high. No, I got a good new mic now. I wasn't expecting this. I misunderstood what you had said. So this is great.
Now we have a backup mic. So if either one of these fail, we won't be just having tea and coffee and crumpets. We can still carry on the show.
Yeah, that's cool. It's really works
Two
good.
condenser mics, so now we're on equal footing. Before we had one
I'm
dynamic.
I'm taking over.
You are taking over. Okay. In the email I sent you, I detailed the process of getting a mic, and I thought that was important, that I was willing to go to this distance, this involved, I guess, because it was
took the
very
whole bloody
involved.
thing apart, and you had to solder it and do all kinds of stuff. I saw the pictures
that I was not familiar with, so I had to do some YouTube videos and try to find all the possibilities of people who had this problem or that problem or didn't have any problem, and it went smoothly, so I could see the range of possibilities once I unscrewed the capsule and pulled out what I called the wafer board, which is some kind of a board that you have the resistors and capacitors all already prefabricated. In my case, it's from Rode. Rode Microphones is an Australian-based audio company. So I like their mic. That was my transition was from the old standby dynamic microphone, but I loved the response I was getting to my voice on this condenser.
And now I got mine. Thank you, Terry. No, there's no sabotage going on here at all.
You're welcome. It was the helium in the coffee, was it? I should have known.
Coffee's good, by the way. Terry had waiting for me 2 eggs, 2 pieces of toast, and a yogurt bowl with bananas and blueberries in it, and it was really, really good.
Got most of your food groups. I didn't cut up any vegetables, which I usually do. So
that was more than enough. It was very filling for me.
All right, getting back onto our theme, which is what are you willing to do for your craft? The craft being music. What are you willing to do? And is music part of something that you and I, Bobby, also would say is intrinsic? It's something inside, and it has to be let out.
It is. I agree with that. And not everybody has it, but and I guess we're the fortunate ones that have that. The same as like great authors and that. I mean, Stephen King, it just keeps flowing and flowing and flowing. And I've often said it on many shows. Leonard Cohen, in writing songs, said if I knew where the good stuff came from, I'd go there more often.
Yes. It's an oasis and a well that is pretty deep that you could draw lots of water from. Yeah, I wonder where that goes. And are you worried that at our age and stage, the musical muse may go?
Well, with me, I think mine's never ending. So I got the muse there. It's not usually lined up with a woman or anything else, so I don't think it's going to go with me. And there's a million things. I'm one of those fortunate ones. Nothing comes to me. I'll just make up a story. Like my next song is going to be "Flight to Lawthorne," and it's just about an 1800 shipwreck off the coast of Lake Simcoe back in the
Lake
day.
Simcoe.
Yeah. And I like it. It's very much sort of not me. It's more kind of doinky. I was actually hoping maybe one of my sons might want to put an animation to it, but it's it's like that almost pirate, waiting for open water, well anchored off Chicken Bay. Chicken Bay. Which
sounds like the Wiggles and the pirate from the Wiggles, if you've ever seen that Australian
that kind
show.
of thing, but a little bit more serious. It's kind of neat. I don't think you wanted to go down that road, but I mean, I just made the story up, and it ends up the music that stops the demons from chasing the pirates and everybody.
It is music.
It is music, and it turns out to be Amazing Grace.
Fitting him, I think, for your theme.
Well, when they get there, they just say the song that stopped the devil. And he says, that was, that's the song of Amazing Grace that stopped the devil down. And he says, that's Captain John Newton. Mm-hmm. And the guy goes, I know that sinner well, because he was a slave trader. and he wrote Amazing Grace. So, anyways, clever ending, I thought, to it. And then the catch line is, if this don't make you Christian, nothing ever will. But it's, again, the author, the captain, singing that song.
Yes. So it's an R. Billy voice you're looking for.
Yeah, it's just my voice.
But you're going to put on one patch over your arm, and you're going to get a little hook on your arm.
I got a tickle in my walk. No, we don't want that. All right.
Okay, well, I'm going to talk a little bit about some of that stuff. The theme will be music. But I'm using this interesting program that I thought I sent it to you. It's called Rocket Ship Radio. It's on YouTube. I'll give a link in the description. And I just discovered it. It's this company, I don't know how many, one or two guys. It sounds like maybe even a sole proprietorship operation. But they post these narrations, these short sci-fi, 10 minutes. And it's a script. I don't think the script is developed by AI, but the voice, the narrative voice is AI. And the image that they supply for the artwork for the story is also generated by
The
AI.
man's not AI, is he?
Yeah.
The
whole thing's AI.
That is unbelievable. The guy looks incredibly human.
But that's what computer graphics do these days. I mean, that's what you're watching when you watch any of the Guardians of the Galaxies. You're watching people transform from a human to an alien and all that. Yeah, it looks too good, doesn't it?
Really good.
All right, so I'm going to pick this story up partway through. You're watching it there, so you just see the stuff, but I'm actually got the thing queued here, so I'm going to play it here, and we'll just take a little listen.
Spectacularly. A bit of friendly rivalry in the otherwise peaceful humdrum of outpost life. Riley spent the next few days holed up in his workshop. Zarks caught glimpses through the open door, schematics scrawled across boards, the pungent smell of soldering, and Riley humming old rock and roll tunes under his breath. Zark sometimes wondered if the humans' strange musical inclinations were somehow related to their inexplicable technological creativity. One morning,
I think I'll leave it there. That's the line that I wanted. Our fixation on music, in this case it was rock and roll, not Amazing Grace. But it reminded me, I just watched Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 last night again, and it's the theme of the 70s and 80s, transition from rock to grunge music. That is the soundtrack of that series, and it really does make a difference to the movie. And whenever the hero, this guy, Peter Quill, gets into his groove, he puts his earbuds in, clicks play on those Walkman and plays the tunes of his childhood. And
that's like Apocalypse Now, right?
Yes. All the music from our past comes out. So the question on this one, the AI short, the sci-fi short from Rocket Ship Radio, was the question the alien was asking about this human who they happen to be on the same outpost, so I'm assuming they're getting along. But the human has this capacity to innovate, to take discarded alien tech and find a new use for it. In which, if you followed the story and watched it right to the very end and listened, it's more like a BBC radio play or something like that, or an Orson Welles Invasion from Mars kind of thing. But there are nice little insights, and I like that when they write in wisdom into a foreign alien space environment. And that's caught my eyes, that this thing is based on music, and it made me think of Guardians of the Galaxy and plugging in your earbuds and going.
The narration was, now that, because you got me just to concentrate on it, was very much more mechanical.
Yes.
It really was.
I'm glad you picked that out too.
But still is good.
It is very good. Yeah. There are a couple of places where it kind of glitches. Not glitches. It's not the way I would have delivered the line.
Well, it was like a narration. They didn't have the emotion in the slight variation of a voice in certain areas that would emphasize like we do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, we go ballistic sometimes.
And sometimes we do, and sometimes we don't. But like that, it would have been, and sometimes we do, and sometimes we don't. And it's kind of sterile.
It's very crisp. And maybe some people like that, but it speaks of control. It speaks of an algorithm that says, I'm going to narrow the parameters of what is acceptable and make this universal speech voice so that most people, the bell curve, middle, will find it appealing.
And they're going to do that. And it is going to succeed. And everything we have, even songs, are probably going to be written.
Say it ain't so.
This is going to be the next hit, and it's going to be completely written by AI. Narrating like that, why not? That's what they're probably going to do, and we're going to live it. And then we'll learn the language ourselves, and then we will be very monotone, Terry, as we talk about certain things.
Is that the bland that's ahead of us with everything being algorithm driven?
If I was writing a science fiction, that's how everybody be talking.
Submit your script to Rocket Ship Radio, Jim, and find it online somewhere.
How do you find yourself today, Terry?
I find myself rather calm and placid.
Calm and placid is very appealing to you, Terry.
At the moment, it is. Yeah, so we could do it by choice.
Yes.
Will they do it? Well, somebody's got to
just
program
like any
it.
dialogue, we'll pick up the accent. And we'll start, it's like all the young people. I watch a lot of these police things, and they're always going, "Why not? How do they do that? Stop it, Stop it, that, Let me go, What's with the behind every bloody sentence?
It's like the vocal fry, you know, when they drop their voice at the
Yeah. Does Jill do that?
No, and here's the other thing. What about the... Oh, it slipped my mind. There are a couple of few... Yes. Where did that drift into language? I don't know.
Yeah.
But
so we're all going to be monotone in the future.
And do at the end of our words.
That'd be funny.
No,
I
don't think I would want that. I was going to say, if I could find a cheap way of getting a 3D body scan of you, I would not need you in that seat. I could just have a 3D projection of you.
Well, that's coming too, probably.
Jim, you don't have to bother coming today.
Before the show starts, Terry, I just want you to know Jim couldn't make it today.
But
I think I've got a handle on what he would think about this.
Is this Jim 1 or Jim 2?
Yeah.
And how many versions are there of us? How many iterations? You are the product of a gene pool, so am I. What happened to the previous incarnations of Jim and Terry?
I don't know.
Isn't that
really
interesting to
don't.
speculate?
Yeah, well, all of this is kind of fun, and we're not going to be around to be really affected too much by it.
No, but our genes carry on.
Do they, Terry?
Well, maybe not mine. They're a little threadbare at the moment. But yeah, okay. Music as a creative expression. Humans have music, and we have a natural inclination to snap, tap, make all kinds of sound.
Yeah.
Or just groove.
You're right, yeah, you're right.
There we go. Jim and Terry Show, talking about things out of this world and possibly even beyond. Jim and Terry Show. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.